Well, I agree. I felt like the Batman was like a really, really interesting new take on that, not only the Batman character but also just the series in general. So, or a superhero show in general. So, yeah, I was excited to be a part of it, and the big challenges of this were that our lead character had 4 hours of makeup every day, 3.5 hours to like put on his makeup, and an hour, a half hour to take it off every single day. So that's kind of easier to do in a movie than it is in a TV show where you have a much longer time period. So just that challenge alone was like really crazy. And in addition to kind of the scheduling elements of that, like there was also the fact that like he got very hot with the bodysuit and the stuff, and if he got too hot, the worry was always, it never happened, but the worry was always that if he got too hot he would sweat and then the makeup would fall off and
Hmm.
ruin the whole day. So we constantly were like trying to put him in like small little tents that were filled with air conditioning, or like when we were on our sound stages, we turned the air conditioning down like so low that like everyone's wearing like earmuffs and like scarves and things, like to just to like make sure that we could kind of continue with our day of shooting. It's essentially a mob show, and we were hoping that it could stand on its own as a mob, a mafia type story, in and of itself, without being connected to the Batman. Um, it also was cool in that the writing was quite smart and clever, in that it is from a lot of different people's point of view. So you get to see, first and foremost, the Penguin Oz Cobb, the main character, like, and like the first episode is really within that point of view and that person's like experience. And then the second episode is a lot, more along the lines of Sophia Falcone's experience. And then, the third episode, you kind of get the third kind of what I thought of as the three main characters inside of the like Victor's experience, this young boy who encounters all these people and is kind of the audience's way into this story. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't, in the movie, he's not the number one guy. He's like a very mid-level, mafia member. And so this is actually charting the course of like him as just a kind of down street level like mafia member who over the course of the series like rises to, power and basically becomes the godfather of the city. Yeah, I mean, for me, like it was fun to. I feel like a lot of Batman stories are always sort of about the rich side of the world, and Batman himself is a multimillionaire, like Bruce Wayne's a millionaire and stuff. So like what I thought was fun and interesting about this was to talk about that same world, but from a much more grounded point of view, and from the a basically to highlight the class struggle but inside of this world, and I hope that we did that in a way that's like interesting for everyone. Having to put on 4 hours of makeup every day might might scare Colin off of doing another series, but he may be into it. I think that what's cool is that the world that Matt Reeves like originally made with that first film is interesting enough that like Matt could also find a new character to kind of do as another bridge between, like his second movie and a future movie. And maybe there's a whole different experience that's possible for him to explore at the same time. So, I leave that to those guys, but I'll be excited to watch it no matter what it is.